Welcome to Unstoppable, where dreams turn into plans and plans turn into powerful action. Hosted by Paula Swain, financial planner, business owner, grandma, and queen of reinvention. This show is for women ready to stop surviving and start thriving. We'll laugh, we'll learn, and we'll tackle the messy, beautiful, in-between parts of life that no one really talks about, but we all live through. This is Unstoppable.
Hi, and welcome to Unstoppable. I'm Paula Swain, your host and financial planner with the Financial Center for Women. There's a lot of financials in that statement. Anyway, so today, actually, this is kind of a little bit about background on me and how we came to do this TV show. So it was a few years ago, my friend and publicist, Joan Frank, and I kind of talked about it. And, you know, it's like one of the things you talk about, and is it ever going to happen? And, well, it did. It did. And she made a lot of things that I had inspired to do make happen also. So welcome, Joan.
Thank you so much for having me. And I am so incredibly proud of you. We always knew that you were going places. And I always knew you were going to have a television show. And I think this is just the beginning. It's been so fun watching your journey, my friend. Yes.
And we started with just doing little segments on Fox News and
we had you
Channel 7.
Yep, and you were picked up in national media. We've had you quoted in a number of places.
Yeah. You really want to go far, you need a PR.
You do indeed.
So if I say to people I have a publicist, they're like, what's that? I mean, they don't get it. And then they also look at it and like, why would you need a publicist? You know, it's not like you're, I'm Jennifer Aniston or something like that, but
well, I think
everybody needs one.
Yes, I think anyone in business needs a publicist. And we excel at telling stories. And, you know, I find so often that a client doesn't even know what their story is. So, you know, the first thing is to really sit down and figure out what that story is. And then a publicist packages that story so that the media is interested in talking to you about what you do. And as a byproduct of that, it increases your visibility out there to both media and public, and it builds your credibility. And at the end of the day, as a business owner, credibility is key.
When I was, we were doing those TV segments. And do you remember sitting outside the green room at Fox 2, like
so much fun,
talking to everybody that was coming in and out, and the guy that wore the violin guy, the vinyl.
Yes,
I couldn't say that word.
Yes, Alexander Zonjak.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
Best advice he gave me is always wear navy.
Navy is her color.
Navy. I got navy on. So, but people would stop me and go, I seen you on TV. Yes. And immediately I was credible, even though they didn't know absolutely anything about me.
Well, that's exactly why PR is important and why it makes a huge, huge difference. Yes. So, and it's amazing how quickly that works.
It was pretty quickly.
Yeah. And it's also, I mean, PR is something really, you can be an author, you can be a doctor, a lawyer, a financial planner, a psychic medium, you could be an author, a business owner, any of those things. But there is a way for PR to work for everyone. You just have to make sure you're finding the right person to work with.
So first of all, how did you get into this?
So I was very lucky. It's very interesting. I have learned that I have an intuitive gift for this. But growing up, my dad owned a very prestigious ad agency in Detroit. And literally from the time I was 12, every summer I would work in the agency. And first they had me, oh my gosh, not that I'm aging myself, but it was back in the day when there were switchboards. And I'd sit, you know, and work the switchboard. And then they'd move me to traffic, and then I would work with the account execs. And I then got to shadow the PR department. And I knew it was what I wanted to do. I knew that I had a gift for it. And so literally, basically from the time I was 12 or 13, I knew that was going to be my career.
Funny, when I was that age, I wanted to be Darren Stevens from Bewitched. Now that's probably aging me
Okay,
too.
this
In
is
graphic design.
so funny. Thank you.
That's what I wanted to do.
Okay.
I wanted to be a graphic designer.
But I have to say, probably when I was about 8, somebody asked me what I wanted to do when I grew up, and I said I wanted to be a secretary or a go-go dancer.
Go-go dancer.
Oh,
How
yeah, those
fun that
white
would be.
boots, I thought they were so fabulous.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
the little short skirts
Yeah,
and how
yes,
fun it would be. And I think
yes.
don't they wear that little hat too?
Well, I got
Yeah.
back in the day.
Back in the day. Back in the day. Oh, so nice to reminisce.
Yes, yes.
So, what is the biggest myth about PR?
I think the biggest myth is that people think it's easy. I think, I come across businesses that don't understand why they need to hire a publicist because they think they're going to write a press release and they're going to send it off to the news or a magazine and they're going to get pickup. And that is not how this works.
It's really your relationships that you have built.
Yes. I mean, I have over the years cultivated absolutely amazing relationships with the media. And that is something that has always been important to me. But it's been really nice. I recently received a text from a producer who was leaving his job, and he sent me the most beautiful text talking about how much he appreciated working with me, and he loved my energy and how I presented my clients, and that really meant the world to me because these relationships can really make or break you in this field.
Oh, I'm sure.
But,
you've upset somebody that could be the
Oh,
end.
yeah. I mean, I have actually been to television stations where a publicist has been so out of line that they have banned them from the station forever. So, and that is not me and not how I work.
Well, they won't be working either.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But to your point about PR, it's the relationships, but it's also really, again, telling somebody's story and knowing the exact spin for that moment. And like I said, for me, it's this crazy innate gift where I literally will get a download. Like I'll talk to somebody and I'll start thinking about it, and then it is crystal clear to me. This is the angle. This is how we have to approach it. This is going to be the way to get them where they want to be. And I feel very lucky to have that as a
What's your download about me? I want to be on GMA.
Well, my download about you is that, first of all, the trajectory of your career has been incredible. And I love that you're doing this show because we always knew you were going to be doing TV. And my download for you is when you're ready, it's time to step up again in the PR world and get your name out there because you have just done all of these incredible things, and it's time to remind people so that your dream of getting on GMA can come to reality.
Well, it will.
Yeah, I know it will.
Just
I
not,
know.
maybe let's try for next week.
Okay.
But PR
How much
takes
time have you got? Yeah. Mm-hmm. No,
PR
it is
takes
a
time.
process, and I think that's the other thing. People don't realize that, I always say with PR, you're laying a foundation, and it is not a project, it is a process, and you have to be patient because nobody becomes a star overnight.
Well, I think when we first sat down and committed to working together, you're like 3 months. I need 3 months.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yes. I would say generally when I start working with a client, I like to get everything together, and the first month is really fact-finding and onboarding. And I'd like to give myself 3 months, but I think generally it's
Moves
quicker than
faster
that. Yeah,
but
it
I
does.
think you set the right expectation.
Right, because I don't want someone to sign with me and expect that the next day they're going to be on the cover of the Detroit News. That's not going to happen.
Well, we don't ever really want to be on the cover of the news.
There you go. There you go.
Usually that's not a,
Right. Well, unless they're doing a feature story.
Yes.
And I
Feature
actually
story.
have had somebody on the cover. But that was a great thing. It was a fashion designer who was doing something for the auto show.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that was really fun.
So you can use public relations to reinvent yourself, or if you're
yes.
just starting out to build your story, to build your
Yes.
brand.
Yes. And it's very interesting that you bring that up because one of the things I've been doing for a long time in my business, but really putting it under the umbrella of PR, is working with subject matter experts and helping them find their superpower so that they can shine. And it's a really important part of any kind of communications, but particularly PR, because you really need to know what your vision is, what your mission statement is, where you excel, you know, what that sweet spot is.
Well, it gives you the tools you need to go out and promote this and to build that
Absolutely.
brand. You have to understand who the client is, what their goals and objectives are,
Right.
and find that unique thing about them.
Yes, and that's,
that
you
can,
remember that.
yeah.
I always say, everybody, there's something unique which separates you from everybody else that does what you do, and that's something that I really like to hone in on. But I will tell you, I find all the time, people don't immediately know what that uniqueness is or what their superpower is. So it's a very, for me, it's a very fun process to break it down and really identify that with them.
That's hard when you start working with like marketing or, you know, what's your mission statement, what's your elevator pitch, and all those things that go into, you know, learning how to brand and sell your stuff. And that question is always there. What is unique about you? And then you're like, during the
Right.
headlights, you're like,
Yeah.
nothing.
Exactly, but you know, when I work with my clients, we really work to identify that, because again, I get this. You know, you don't necessarily really know what that is, but it's really helpful to have an objective party sit down with you and help flesh that out.
How do you make somebody media ready?
Oh, that's a good one. You know, I believe that practice is really important, to kind of, you know, sit down and do a mock interview or do that a few times just to get somebody ready. But I honestly think the more you do it, the more media ready you are. I think no matter who you are, the first time out of the gate, it is nerve-wracking, it's anxiety-producing. Even though I say to my clients, and this is true, you know what you're doing like you breathe. It is just how you roll. And so once that initial, oh my God, the camera, the lights are on, once you get through that, normally they will sail through the process and get better and better each time.
Yeah, you find that like even when it's funny for me to be sitting here because I think, what is it, 10th grade speech class? Like I had to stand up to do my speech and I just could not stop laughing.
Oh
And
my God.
I just couldn't stop laughing. And the teacher's like, stop it. I'm like, I can't. I just could not stop
That's
laughing.
so interesting.
And then, so he said, okay, go to the back of the room and give it to the back of everybody. And I was fine. I could do that.
That was a good teacher.
Yeah. And
I
so
like that. Yeah.
to come at where I am today and just did a seminar for 60 women the other day.
I saw that.
And,
Yeah, good for you.
And get just, now it's so natural for me. And I'm sure I could be polished, but I just
think,
like,
you know, you the more you do, I'm sure you are at this point very, very polished.
I don't think that, but that's okay.
No,
Thank
and
you.
I think also you come to the table now with a confidence that maybe 10 years ago you didn't quite have. So that's great.
Yeah.
That is great.
I owe it to that speech teacher.
Yes, thank
I
you,
owe it to-
whoever you are.
I mean, then that also goes into mindset and confidence and
Yeah.
what we're just talking about and taking that client that's really nervous and,
Yeah.
you know, how do you work with them to overcome those
Practice.
nerves?
You know, and some people really need more of that role playing than others, but that's really the way to do it. You know, also now it's wonderful with, you know, cameras and videos and ring lights. You know, I also have them practicing on those, and they can do it a million times because the more they do it, the more comfortable they become.
Yeah, I think my podcast got me
Oh, yes.
extremely
Yes.
comfortable
Yep.
because at first the podcast Beyond the Paycheck was just audio.
Yep.
And then we started doing the video.
And that changes everything.
And then that
Yeah.
made me hugely comfortable
Yeah.
with
Well,
what's
I
going
think
on.
you were quickly pretty comfortable because I think you like being.
No, you do not know how bad I was sweating. I mean, like literally sweating.
Yeah, but you know what? Perception is reality, girlfriend, and no one could tell.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, my clothes can tell they were.
Oh, but
just
nobody else could. Yeah.
So wet.
Yeah.
So a client meets with you. You find out they're unique. I know I'm going to use a big business word, unique selling
Yep.
position, and then you develop a plan
Yep.
to go. And for some people, I remember that client I referred to you that was a architect. Remember that?
Yes,
In
yes. I
Ferndale?
worked with them for many, many years.
So and
Yes. Thank you again.
their whole PR campaign was different than mine because
Oh, every campaign,
and I
every
mean, because
it's
they're
all
not
very
like,
individualized.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean even, and this is the truth, even if I'm representing two, I'm just trying to think, two psychic mediums or two interior designers, everyone comes to the table with something that makes them unique. And for the architects, we really played off of the fact that they were incredible at giving back to the community and working with nonprofits to make a difference. And that really served them well.
and by doing that and showcasing that, that they got additional business
Oh,
from that.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, people would hear about the good. It's important to promote what you do, but also to what other things that you do, like giving back to the community,
Yes.
or I can't think of anything else right now. But it's just that making you holistic and whole as a person,
Right.
And that helps build your brand even more.
Yes, but that's why when you work with a professional, our lens is different from somebody sitting next to you at work. So we're looking for something very specific, and even just by sitting down and talking to you and asking specific questions, I can't speak for every publicist, but certainly for me, I pretty quickly can come up again with whatever that angle is or that sweet spot or that really important piece that separates you from everybody else.
So give me like your favorite success story.
So I think my favorite success story to date is Michelle Barr. Michelle Barr is a transformational coach and a manifestation expert. And I actually met her through another client. And when we met, she really had no media footprint, none at all. And through our work together, we were able to create a media platform, not just locally, not just nationally, but internationally. And it to this day is just remarkable.
Yeah, and I love Michelle.
Yeah, she is an incredible woman. She is,
Yeah.
at everything she does, she's so talented and she's so smart, and she's always learning. So she has so much, so many insights and so much to offer in so many different areas.
Yeah, I'm going to pitch her book right now, and it's escaping me, but it's
Yes.
365 days of you read it in the morning, and you
Every day there's,
I can't think what the name of the book is. Do you remember?
I have it written down, but she also has a new book.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, which you will love. Yes,
Yeah.
I'll make sure you get it.
And we're hoping to bring her on as a
Yes,
guest.
yes, we are working on that,
Yes.
absolutely.
So you will love her just as much as we do.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's take you through that process of how you took her from having nothing to international.
So first I had to, again, onboarding and learning more about her and learning about her process. And then, we began just by pitching out the fact that she was a manifestation expert and really focusing on what manifestation was, how you do it, how it works. And then from there, some of the TV segments would be picked up nationally, and then we were getting international pickup. So it was just every month we were focusing on a different topic, and my goodness, there were so many topics to talk about. And yes.
She had her book at was it the Oscars? Or?
Yeah, I was just going to say, and we actually did 2 gifting lounges in Hollywood, one for the Emmys and one for the Oscars. So it was a great opportunity for her to showcase her book and really network with some fabulous people. And again, there was great media pickup associated with that as well.
And did you get to go?
Oh, of course.
Did you get to meet anybody famous?
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of people. The first event was a little bit better because there are a lot of, could be famous writers, directors, but you don't really know unless somebody says to you. And what they do in those events is they have like a guide that comes to each booth, so to speak, or wherever you're sitting, and they tell you who they are, and then you network with them. The second event, they didn't do that as well, but I'm actually heading back out there in July with 2 clients for an ESPY gifting lounge, and very excited for that.
I can carry your luggage.
I'll keep that in mind, yes. Well, when you write a book, we'll do that for you.
I know, it was just suggested that I do that last week.
Really?
Somebody said, it was one of the women that commented it on I was at my seminar last week. She's like, you should write a book.
We never talked about that? I already know exactly like the focus, because of course I would, but yeah, you need to write a book. Good morning,
Okay,
America.
I'll add that to my list.
You add that to your list,
I'll
that's
add that to
right.
it. But
And you will make it happen.
I will. Yeah, it's just,
I know.
and when the right time.
I was, honest to God, I was just going to say everything happens when it's supposed to, so it's got to be the right time.
Right time.
But you can start, jotting down ideas.
Actually, I already know how I do
knew
it.
that, I know. She was
Do
a
you ever
good student.
Do you ever doubt me? Like,
No, she was a very
there's
good
a
student.
lot going on in this head of mine.
Yes,
and-
indeed-o.
Yeah, wait till you see what I've got planned.
Oh, I'm very excited.
I'm,
I know a great publicist.
You do. Well, I'm.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking for. So not only the Financial Center for Women, but I want to build a coaching business.
Fabulous.
And I'm looking for the right male partner. So it would be
I like this. So is it coaching just life and business, or is it specific to finances?
All.
Yeah. Listen, I have to say, I've found that the coaching business has just exploded. But I think that there are some incredible coaches making real differences for people.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great idea.
To me, it's not about the money. It's about
Changing.
can I change? And and the whole reason for this show is if somebody just takes one tiny little thing that we say and runs with it. If it's changing your mindset or thinking about your branding or or following your intuition a little bit more, like we talk about with Lynn.
Yeah.
If you can, just one tiny little thing that they can take away, that's, to me, I've achieved my purpose and my passion.
And I think it's interesting because when you are working with clients, you may do that, but through coaching, it's a different lens. And it's actually something more tangible that you can see. I think that's fabulous.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And a great
about
idea,
it.
yeah.
I'm out there looking for you.
Okay, if I think of anyone, I'll let you know.
Let me know.
That would be great.
I'm going to stop for just a second, and we're going to cut. So I know you work with the business owner or professional. How would you take the tools that you have and use them for maybe just the individual who's trying to maybe rebrand themselves for a job or their...
It's so interesting you're asking, because what you don't know is I am literally in the process of adding something else to my repertoire. I have found over the years that while I am a publicist and I see things through that lens, the reality is with every single client I'm doing an audit, and I'm looking at their website, I'm looking at their branding, I'm looking at their social media, and I really have been working as a coach and a consultant without identifying to people that that's what I'm doing. So I am launching another side to my business in about a month, doing just that, because I think, there are a lot of individuals out there that even, if it's an entrepreneur, you know what you think you want to do, but you really need some fine tuning, and you need an expert to come in and look at the idea and look at how you're presenting it and look at how you can be unique, how you can stand out. And then I, look at all communications to make sure that everything is in alignment. And that's a great way to brand yourself or to reinvent yourself.
Right.
But particularly if you're, again, a subject matter expert or you're an entrepreneur, whatever it is you want to be, it's an opportunity to really help you identify what your superpowers are. And then from there, how to really catapult you so that whoever you want to be, you become.
Yeah, it doesn't, like as you're talking, I'm visualizing even somebody who maybe has a career in sales, or I'm just making things up, just like you wouldn't think that you could use a publicist, but
Yes.
you can.
Yes, and I think, different publicists work different ways, but particularly the way I work, there is a lot of coaching and consulting within that realm, because I see things so differently, and I think it makes a difference because everyone wants to be top of their game. And, if everyone really knew what made them so unique, and then they leverage that, it would make a huge difference for anyone's career. I think a lot of people just don't have that vision or that understanding.
I would agree. And nobody ever asked them.
That's true.
Nobody ever asked
Yeah.
them. So if you've never been asked, you don't even know to think about it.
Yeah, it's a very good point.
You
So
know?
now we're going to start asking.
Yeah. Well, even if you're, a stay-at-home mom, you have
Oh my
something
gosh.
unique about yourself.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that's one of the things I love so much about Instagram and TikTok. Even stay-at-home moms, you can brand yourself. And, listen, it could be simply how I meal prep for my 4 kids, every day. Or there's so many little tips that you could offer to inspire and help others. But you need somebody sometimes to really help you identify those.
And eventually, by doing that, you can actually make some.
Absolutely.
Some money.
100%. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
yes.
all have these hidden talents, or maybe not so hidden, but we don't know what to do with them.
Right.
And, just
how to package them. You
Yeah.
need somebody to help you identify them and how to package them.
There was, I don't know if you remember Elizabeth. She
Yes.
handled my marketing.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Actually, she and I just communicated with each other 2 or 3 weeks ago.
But she, when she was having a baby, she hired, or not hired, but bought this coaching course, I guess you'd call it, about how to make organic baby food. And she's
Oh, that's great.
she's like, I could have gone online, I could have done all the research, but you know what? For $100, it came to my
love
my
that.
email, and I watched it, and I was able to replay it,
Yeah.
and took all the work that I didn't have to do to figure it out,
Oh,
gave me
that's
everything
brilliant.
that I needed to buy.
Yes.
And so you think about the talents that all
So
these
many.
people in the world have.
Yes,
And
yes.
how can you take that talent of making organic baby food?
Oh, and leveraging that
leveraging
and
it
blowing
to
it
make-
up. Oh
yeah,
yeah. And for me, one of the things I love about my business is I have a very diversified client base because I know I have ADHD. I was never diagnosed. But it's so fun because everybody is different. So I'm always on my toes and I'm always, learning and thinking. And it's wonderful.
You're amazing at what you do.
Thank you. I love what I do.
And I think that's what makes you amazing about it.
Yeah.
Is that you really care about your clients,
I do.
and you have that and you just have worked so well at building your relationships.
Yeah.
Which helps out a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'll tell you, I'm also very selective about who I'll work with. I don't take anyone or everyone that walks in the door because I need to make sure we have synergy, and that is of utmost importance to me. No matter what field it is, no matter what investment it is, that is absolutely key. And it's funny, I had a meeting earlier this week with a publisher of a magazine here, and I was telling her about a client in LA, and I was describing their life, and they've got a nonprofit, and she was like, you love your clients so much. When you talk about them, you can feel your energy and your enthusiasm with how you share the information. And I think, again, that's probably a very special gift that I have, because, if we are working together, I am your biggest
Well, you care.
supporter.
You care.
Yes, yes. And I do
Can you imagine
find,
having your publicist not care?
well, listen, I think that in any industry, some people are just going through the motions. But for me, again, it's finding what their superpowers are and then really sharing that, because I think everybody has something special.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And sometimes we just need some help pulling it
Oh,
out.
yes. And
Yeah.
sometimes we have more than one special thing. So,
Yeah. Like what do we have, 1 million each?
Oh, yeah. At least.
Oh, 2 million each.
Yes.
If you can't stroke your own ego.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Mm-hmm.
Well, it has been such a pleasure talking with you, and I look forward to all the great things that are come from us working together.
I'm so excited to see as those unfold, and thank you so much for having me.
Okay.
It's really a joy to be sitting across from you on your show. Go,
Yes.
Paula.
Yes.
Yay.
Go me.
Yeah.
Go Joan.
Yay.
So how does somebody get a hold of you?
Best way is email. It's joan@bfrankcommunications.com. And you can also check my website, bfrankcommunications.com. You can reach out to me email or through my website. And love to hear from everybody.
You might want to check out her Martini Mondays.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. It's my favorite series. Every Monday I have a new video that I do, and it's business tips and lifestyle tips and life tips. And the martinis
drinking
are
a
pretty
martini.
good, yes.
So next time we get together, we're
Martinis.
having martinis.
Yes.
Martinis. Mm-hmm. So thanks for tuning in. So I hope you learned something about, if you're looking to help in reinventing your story or getting your business name out there and building some brand. But even if you're not, I think Joan shared some excellent tips with how you can learn about what you do that is unique, and how we can then take that and expand into a career, even if it's selling videos on how to make organic baby food. So thanks for tuning in. I'm Paula Swain. This is Unstoppable, where you grow. I forgot what it is. So where you dream, grow, and thrive. Have a great day.
Thanks for watching Unstoppable. Do you have a question for Paula? Send it our way. To schedule a one-on-one consultation, give us a call. Unstoppable is brought to you by Paula Swain and the Financial Center for Women. Dream, grow, thrive.